Going back to the Wind Creek on Thursday night. I think it's one of the nights they have a tournament. It's Green Chip Bounty. I'm just gonna try to play it a little bit. It was okay last time. I just my ego tells me I need to figure out what's going on in terms of the pace and just try to win the tournament as consistently as possible. So that Thursday night game, it was decent. I got a little bit further than I did a couple of weeks before the last time I played it. I plan on playing it, trying to play it more. I'm not going to play it for like a month though, because this week, right before my trip, I'm going to go to the Borgata and play one of the events. Borgata Poker Open is back, but I'm going to be away on vacation for almost all of it. I wanted to play opener, but it's a 3-day tournament. Day three would have been on a Saturday. I'm going away Saturday morning, so I won't be able to play it. So early on in this tournament, it's a $125 buy-in, $25 bounty. So green chip bounties, relatively small stakes. Early on, I was getting cards that, like ace king, ace queen, ace jack type of hands, and everything was just running good. All the cards were holding up. Pocket threes would win, because the two big cards the other person had and wouldn't hit. So then this is how good it was going. I lumped in with jack queen from late position, and the big blind, a couple of people had gone in. Big blind shoved. He didn't have a lot. He had like 5K. Maybe it's like about 10 big blinds at that point. So I call. Everybody else folded, and I just call it Jack Queen. He turns over jacks, and I hit a queen on the river, and we knock him out, get the bounty. But the run good didn't last too long. Because I played, Ace King, four or five players had gone in. I'd raised pre-flop. They had all called, and then flop came out. Ace 7-3, and I bet everybody else falls except one guy calls me. I had position on him. The turn was like a blank, like a 9 or an 8. I bet again, and he calls. And then the river comes out a 6. So it was the board had like a 3-7-6 or something like that. So 3-7-5, and he had played 4-6 off all the way and hit a gutter shot on the river. So from that point on, it was more like it's like extremely really good run or like terrible bad. I was like, it's just unusual, which I tend to play a lot of those. Some days that's just the way it is. The impossible seems to happen. So some key hands, not key, but just interesting hands. So I get moved to a table. This is probably level 8. And this table looked like it had a lot of good players on it. So I was dealt 4-5 of hearts, and I call a raise from a late position. I might have been either the button or right before it. And the two blinds, one of the blinds calls. The flop comes out 2-4-6. So I hit my 4 and I have a straight draw. And the guy who had initially bet made like a half pot sized bet. It was a pretty big bet. And I'm like, I'm not going to fold this. I don't want to just mess around, keep messing around. So I go all in. one of the blinds would folded, and the other guy just folded. He said he was trying to make a move with King Jack, but so I didn't have to show my 4-5. I just took down the pot. Um, so I'm still getting the big aces, like ace queen, ace jack kind of hands, and I would raise and not hit, or people stay and hit whatever their cards were, or somebody would just over bet pre-flop and then just continuously bet, and I didn't hit the flop and I just went away. So I dwelled it down a little bit. Then I finally built it back up. At that point I'd gotten used to how the table was playing. So I probably had like about 45 to 50K. I don't remember what the blinds were. I think it might have been 3,000, 6,000, 2,000, 4,000 with a 4,000 ante, somewhere in that range. And I had these two cards, and I was on the big blind. And a guy who'd been active, and he didn't always have good cards. He'd beaten me with, I had doubled him up a little bit earlier. When I had dwindled down, he had 7-8, and I had Jack Queen of Spades, and flop came out 7-7 Jack, and I bet somebody else had already bet, and I re-raised him, and he went all in. So I call him, and he had a 7, and I didn't hit the jack, so I had off him. Anyway, he had raised, and the guy seemed to be a decent player, but very inconsistent. Had just called right behind him. So I had ace queen ace of hearts, queen of diamonds is ace queen off. I go all in. First guy who had raised folds, and the other guy who had limped in behind just tanks for a while. And he says, "All right, I call," and he had me covered. He turns over ace king. I have ace queen. So it's pretty bad. Dominated hand. Flop ran out. 6-8-2 and a 10 and an 8, and the ace king held up, and I was out of the tournament. But it's fun. It's a fast-paced tournament. It starts slow, but then it just speeds up the ante sometimes. So it was fun. So one of the things that are just one of those subjects that's kind of like weird to me is like gravity, right? So gravity is something, the pull shoe, especially with the Earth. We don't know. We know what it does, but we don't know what it is and what causes it. Is it just the size of the Earth that makes pulses? When you jump, you fall back down because gravity pulls you. But is it like something inside the Earth that's like that pulls you down like a magnet? And do we have the same thing in us? Where like all animals, trees, same thing. All things have something in them that pulse them down. I just wish we knew what gravity was. We know it exists and we know what it does, but we just don't know what it is and how to describe it and define it other than what it does.